What are you most excited for people to see as they watch this docuseries?
Well, I just feel like they'll be able to learn a little bit more about the person, whether it's me, JJ, George, Amon Ra, or Debo, whoever it is, they'll be able to learn more about what goes into, us being the players that we are on the field. Whether it's our support system, our work ethic, the way we practice, the way we watch tape, and you saw what a typical week is like. So it's kind of a lot of the stuff that goes into, our job. So obviously there's a lot more than just us that contribute to that as well. So it's good to see some of the outside things and outside interests we have, things that our kids are up to, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think people are going to love that. I mean, so many of you guys are known for what you do on the field, but there's so much more to you and a lot of depth, as you mentioned. Now, you are, though, always going to be one of the top receivers as long as you're in this league. And the wide receiver market has absolutely exploded since you entered the NFL in 2014. Calvin Johnson was the highest paid that year, a little over $16 million per year. Now, as you know, Justin Jefferson just signed a deal for $35 million a year. What do you think that says, Davante, about the importance of the wide receiver position in today's game?
Well, I mean, the market's only moving because the position's getting better. I mean, year after year. I was just talking to somebody earlier today, and when I first got in the league, there was really only like 3 guys that were at the top of the league, and I like to think that. I mean, we're looking at these numbers right here. Where Julio, I remember in 19 thinking that $22 million a year was just absolutely insane, and that was a boost that he got to get there. And then looking at Justin now making quarterback money is absurd, and I mean it's great for the position, and I'm happy to see it because I want people to understand just how much goes into our position and just how valuable we are, especially when you are one of the best at your position. You obviously deserve to get compensated as such.
Yeah, and you've got a couple more years on your deal, but I'm sure it'll just keep compounding by the time you're going to get paid again too, which is good.
No doubt, no doubt.
There we go. Listen, the Raiders had a busy offseason. How important was it to the team that Antonio Pierce remained the head coach of your team?
I mean, it was imperative for us. I mean, you saw guys like me, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby. I mean, pretty much everybody. Rob Spillane. We all were, harping on how important it was to have him come back. And I mean, he showed it himself. It wasn't too much that needed to be said, but anything that he didn't show, we definitely went in and talked to Mark or anybody else that was a part of that decision, just so that they understood. Mark isn't in the building every day. Mark Davis, that is. He's not in the building every single day, so he may miss a few things that we definitely won't, and things that we can share and shed light on to ensure that we got that spot. And I mean, from one week to the next, when he wasn't the head coach to when he was the interim, I mean, you saw a drastic difference as far as what out of the same players that you saw a week ago that weren't contributing the way that they were. You get somebody in there that can kind of get a hold of the locker room and lead men the way that he can. I mean, that's a very critical piece to being a head coach. So obviously he was the most deserving guy for it.
Yeah, you're somebody that doesn't pay a whole ton of attention to the media, I know, but I'm sure you were aware that your name was out there. People were saying, maybe Davante would leave. Instead, you reaffirmed your commitment to this Raiders organization. What are your expectations for this group this season, and why you really wanted to stick around to continue it on there in Vegas?
Well, I don't have any expectations as far as how many games I'm expecting to win. I just expect, based off the talent that we have, for us to maximize it this year. There's no excuses. I mean, we got everything that we need, just about, and just keep putting the pieces together, keep working together, and to be the team that we're supposed to be. I mean, we showed flashes, even the 22 year under Josh McDaniels, we showed flashes of being a great football team. We obviously didn't end up with as many wins as we would have liked to have, but when you look at the way that even the losses that we had, you look at the way we lost those games, it was by a very slim margin, and we were in every single game, just didn't finish them the way we needed to. So this team has a lot of promise. We just got to find a way to finish better and start faster, and I think we'll be okay. We'll put ourselves in a good position.
Yeah, some people wondered if the Raiders would take a quarterback in the draft, and instead they stick with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew joining the fold. What have you seen so far this offseason from the quarterbacks?
A lot of competition, and not even amongst each other, just competing to be better every single day. And that's really all you can ask from guys, like Aiden, who obviously doesn't have much experience. The world's trying to beat up on him and say he's not able to do it. And, I'd say the same thing I said earlier. At the end of the day, if you wanted to say a guy's first year is going to determine what his career is going to be like, then you would have never, you would have never thought that you and I would be having this conversation about me being on a docu-series about, playing this position. So at the end of the day, you gotta lock in on your guys, give them chances, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
You guys recently had your media day photo shoot for the Raiders. What do you think of the photos of Minshew?
I mean, once you get to know Gardner, it's really not a surprise. I mean, that's the type of guy he is. I love that he got the Uncle Rico going right there from Napoleon Dynamite. Like that's exactly who he is, and we appreciate him driving his little van that he lives in and his whole little weird deal that he does things. It's not my style, but I love that he is who he is, and he sticks to that.